What is up, my viewers and subscribers? I am Mike Wayne, aka Rebel180. And before I get started on this review, I have an announcement. Just a little quick announcement. I'm going to attempt, possibly this Saturday, possibly this Friday or Saturday, to record a brand new episode of Brawlers. The first new episode in a long time. Making no promises because my webcam's a little weird right now. It's off, and it's not going to be the best quality, but at least it'll be passable. So, anyways, let's get started. Sting has a promo talking about how he respects Triple H, but he doesn't respect Seth Rollins, and he even goes as far as to say that Seth Rollins is nowhere near the man that Triple H is. Seth and Stephanie hear this, and Seth is pretty livid about it. He says Sting is basically spitting in the face of his legacy and all this, and he wants to know where his statue is, so Stephanie tells him, why don't you go and ask Sting? So, Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev is the first match. Dolph wins by DQ. But it was a hell of a match. It was a really good match. Rusev got in some good kicks, especially a really devastating roundhouse kick to the head of Dolph Ziggler. And he did like a front flip type thing onto Dolph Ziggler. And he was about to go for the accolade after a super kick. But Dolph Ziggler was somehow conscious enough to counter into a zigzag, and he almost won if it wasn't for Summer Rae, who, by the way, snuck into his locker room to take a peek at him showering, and then later spinned it like Dolph wanted to have sex with her, which is completely not true. Anyways, Becky Lynch sets the pace in the, I think, first ever Divas Beat the Clock challenge at 3:21. 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Ryback defeats Big Show in a decent slugfest, if you will. Both men getting in some good shots. But Ryback ultimately wins, of course. Charlotte beats Becky Lynch's time in a not so competitive match. It was a disgrace. Dudley's talk about putting the New Day through a table. Which, by the way, spoilers, it doesn't happen. Anyways, Cesaro. Kevin Owens beats Cesaro in a highly competitive match. Cesaro does a top rope. He did a top rope gut-wrench suplex to Kevin Owens. He's the only one to do that to someone the size of Kevin Owens. In fact, I think he's the only one to ever do that to anyone. But ultimately, Kevin Owens wins with a pop-up powerbomb. Cesaro got in some good uppercut shots, all that. Dolph Ziggler's in the doghouse for the whole Lana thing, by the way. The whole Summer Rae thing, I mean. Dean Ambrose versus Braun Strowman. Strowman putting an impressive showing, beating the hell out of Dean Ambrose. There was one point where he did like a monstrous gut punch to Dean Ambrose, and he was beating him up on the outside, all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, Roman Reigns steps in and starts slapping him and all this, and Strowman's having none of it. He beats them both up easily. and he just assaults them completely in an impressive fashion. This guy is a monstrous, giant, power lifter like guy. I don't know if anyone could stop him. Paige versus Sasha Banks in a somewhat competitive match. Sasha Banks wins by default because Sasha ran out the clock against Paige. Paige was not able to beat the time, which makes Charlotte the #1 contender, not Paige. And thank God, finally someone new. Keep her out of the title picture for a while. I'm sick of it. And all of you Paige fans, shut up. Come on. You really think we're haters? Really? You guys are haters of progress, okay? Wanting Paige to be in every single title match. It's not gonna happen. It shouldn't happen. The Dudley Boys versus the New Day, they win. And they try to put Big E through a table, but it doesn't work out. Rollins calls out Sting, gets Stephanie instead. Stephanie is mad that Rollins keeps talking about Triple H as if he's the past, which technically Triple H is the past. Cena comes out and issues a rematch for the United States title. He gets it. Sting comes out and just stares at Seth Rollins from the stage. And there you have it. Pretty good setup for Night of Champions so far. No complaints here, really. So, I am Mike Wayne, a.k.a. Robo180. Stay tuned for either Friday or Saturday for possibly a new episode of Brawlers. Oh, and please rate and comment because I do need the support.